Shoju Kamsa Hamida. That's meant to mean thank you for being here, but I think I did a really bad job of it. So to start with, guys, this is Team Macquarie, and we're here to propose a new AI-driven product for LG. And it is called the LG ThinQ Oven. To introduce ourselves, I am John Vipanat George. To my right here, Gautam Bajaj. On the far right side, we have Jason Chant and Hansel Go. So to start off with our executive summary, our product, the LG ThinQ Oven. The product itself revamps the existing offering by incorporating a deep learning element that offers tailored solutions to the user's needs. The product also has holistic connectivity features to offer a seamless experience for its users, and it also embeds this within a multi-profile approach. Jason and Hansel will speak more about that. In terms of the value proposition, we've conducted a gains, pains, jobs analysis, and it has yielded the result that consumers will definitely experience value adding by purchasing our product. In terms of the customer segments, Gautam will cover that, and he will definitely link the two pairs. Now, when we come to the competitive analysis, we'll be looking at LG's current state against Samsung's current state in the field of AI. And we believe, ultimately, the competitive advantage can be harnessed by LG if they really utilize the deep learning technology at hand. So just to give a quick brief about AI to make sure we're all on the same page. So the way we're looking at it for our purposes, we're looking at it like a learning search engine. So it receives or acquires input, it consults this input with a very large database, and then it generates appropriate results. From the user feedback it receives, it can then engage in a learning process to generate as big data due to the expansive and diverse set of data available. The learning process itself is referred to as machine learning. It can also be referred to as deep learning, and look, I'll be honest, I've done a lot of research into this, and I'm not going to pretend to understand everything about deep learning. This is because I'm just a business student. But I think the way I look at it is that deep learning is almost like machine learning on steroids. So it's definitely suited to very large data sets, and it makes sure we get results quicker. And the Internet of Things is more of a general statement to look at the connectivity between devices that exist today. This allows for the quick sharing of information, as well as more simple things like controlling your oven with your phone. And in terms of the AI market right now, especially in the home appliances section, it's expected over the next 4 years, it'll achieve a 13.8% cumulative growth rate. And this is a conservative figure, so we think there's definitely market opportunity here for LG. Now, I will pass it over to Jason, who will take us through the product.
Okay, so I'm going to explain about our product, the LG ThinQ Oven. So we know that right now LG have a current smart oven, but the difference is this is a revamped version of the current one, where artificial intelligence is included, and also more additional features. So we chose an oven because, although from our research we find that it is not used much in Korea, as it's only used from time to time, usually for baking. But in other countries, especially in Western countries, it is a very important tool for everyday cooking. And so I'm going to explain to you first about the deep learning. So the deep learning feature, first it can learn from recipes online and also from like YouTube, where there's videos of cooking, and so they can learn the recipes and make it for you. And the second one is to achieve the perfect cooking, they will need the user feedback. And so like after every cooking, the user will input their own feedback so that the oven can learn if it needs to cook it longer or shorter to achieve the perfect taste for the user. And so for example, if we cook steak, for example, I like my steak medium, maybe Hansel likes his steak well done, maybe John likes his steak rare, and maybe Gautam likes his steak medium well. So for example, we're cooking the medium one, and after the user feedback, I can put in if I want it to be more cooked or less cooked, so it can be suitable for me. And Hansel will elaborate more on the user feedback later on. And another feature is the faulty part identification. So the oven through the artificial intelligence, it can scan for the faulty parts in the oven if one day any part of it is going to break down or lose its effect for cooking. So it can notify us from the system. And the second one is the profile. So every user of this oven will have their own profile. So it's like having your own Netflix account where you can have like 4 profiles. And so everyone in the family or everyone in the house who uses the oven can have their own profiles, and they can input their preferences and also like what they prefer in their dish and also their own feedback. So like when you use it from time to time, when you use it a lot of times, so the recommendations will be more tailored to your preferences. And also the data will be shared on a cloud base, so you can just log in from it anywhere you are. So for example, you go to an Airbnb and they have this oven. You can just log in your details, and then they have the presets for the dish that you want, and they can cook it perfectly for you. So you can have the perfect dish anywhere you are.
Thank you, Jason. Now, all of this can be achieved through the big data. I'm going to list a big data set and the platform we have here. Now we have the weather, the platform is Weather Channel. Next is stock level, if you have a LG ThinQ refrigerator. And we have the trends that is in the social media, and the calories counter, that's the example for MyFitnessPal. And the grocery stock level, in this case I choose eMart, but anywhere else in the world you have Amazon to do it. And the next one, this is like one of the significant ones, is maps and calendars. I will now give you a sample example on how it works. For example, you are in a rainy day, cold day, you want something hot to eat, and you just went to the gym. Right, when you just finish gym, you are very tired. And then you want some high calories, you want to build your muscle, and you need the protein as well. Now, your phone will tell you, if you have the LG ThinQ refrigerator, that, oh no, I don't have any sirloin, or any tenderloin, or any meat you like. Then, your phone will check on the grocery one. It can check in your nearest store, whether it's eMart or CU in Korea or Amazon anywhere in the world. Oh, they have a sirloin for $10 or tenderloin for $15, and you can go straight to the store and buy it. Because once you arrive at your home and then you realize, oh, I don't have anything at home, you don't feel like you want to cook anymore, and then you just will call a fried chicken here and then eat it, which is not good if you are on a gym. And next one is the maps. These maps will know your geographical region and where have you been. In the first place, how can the LG ThinQ AI know that we just finished going to the gym? With the maps, they can know that, oh, you've been to the gym, and okay, I'll suggest high calorie meal. And then the other feature is the geographical region plus the festive event. For example, in China, you have a Lunar Cake Festival every around September or October. Near that event, our LG ThinQ Plus oven will suggest you to make a moon cake, which is a festive one. And lastly is the MyFitnessPal. It will have the calorie. So for example, you are on a diet, a low-calorie diet or high-calorie diet, our LG ThinQ Plus oven will adjust to it and suggest the appropriate meal. Next. Now this is the user interface that Jason has been talking about. This is a star rating. This one, you are all familiar with this one. Firstly, for example, in the Jason's example is the steak. If you like the steak so well, you can give it a 6-star, 7-star, or 5-star, or 8-star. And then if it's not 10-star yet, it will continue to improve. But how? We have this one. This is just 2 of the examples that we can think of. It's a dryness or juiciness. You know, sometimes people like your steak dry, or sometimes you like it juicy with lots of juice. Then you can slide it here, whether you want it to be a bit more juicier, drier, or according to your own preferences. And next is firm and crispiness. Sometimes, you know, I can't even comprehend why people like well-done steak, because it's so firm that it's like it's hurting your teeth. But depends. It's all about preferences. Me and you, we are all different. You can use this slider as well to use the firm, whether you want it to be firmer or crispier. And at the end, it's all in the star ratings. Now, we'll move on to Gautam.
To understand the full benefit of the ThinQ range to go through by position, as you can see over here. So we're going to do two simple examples. We can see that we have a customer job of having a balanced diet, as Hans mentioned beforehand. So the pain involved of this is it's hard to cook. Having a balanced diet is very hard in terms of eating very bland food over and over again. So yeah, and eating the benefits of having a balanced diet is eating very well, good lifestyle, and healthy diet. So using the LG ThinQ Oven, we can see that using the AI, knowing where you've been, what you've been doing, you're able to check the stock in the oven, or in the fridge, and give you an idea of what to eat. So this is one simple idea of how you can improve your lifestyle with the oven. Secondly, assume you're new to cooking, say you're 15, 16 years old, you haven't cooked much in your life before, and your pain is over here, learning how to cook. Now what this will do is, the game here is learning how to cook, you stop eating outside, and that means you're going to save more money and live a healthier lifestyle. So using the oven again, we're going to use a cooking assistant, which is built into the oven. It's going to give you ideas of what to make, very simple ideas with the recipes, because when you learn how to cook, it's all about trial and error. So using this, we find out we can learn how to cook much faster than usual. Yeah. So we find that we have two main customer segments in this area, middle to high income earners and shared households. If we look at the graph down below, we can see that America and Korea, have the majority of the market share for sales over the last 4 years. And this means, we know that Koreans don't really normally use ovens, so if we can see in the Western market, as I said before, in America, we can see that they have a large disposable income, as said up there. And this means they are generally very interested in buying white goods and things like that. We see in America that LG has outsold the largest domestic manufacturer, Whirlpool, over and over again over the last 5 years, especially in the home appliance market. And this shows the demand for imported white goods, such as ovens. Moving on to John.
Okay guys, just to wrap up with the competitive analysis, let's look at where we are at right now in terms of competition. So LG, to start with, at its current state before implementing our product, strong brand reputation in the home appliances and consumer electronics section. It is also a very big global player in AI, having recently hit 5 million sales in smart home appliances. And it also has a very strong AI strategic focus, having built an artificial intelligence dedicated lab in Seoul recently. And the end product of all this is the ThinQ app and the platform, which is sort of stretches across all its devices. Now, we look at a close competitor, Samsung. It also has a strong brand reputation across home appliances and consumer electronics. If you looked at Gotham's graph carefully from the previous one, it actually shows that Samsung marginally edges LG in the North American market we're targeting. It is also a big global player in AI. And to be honest, it probably has a stronger AI strategic focus. I say this because it's recently spent or invested $10 billion into research and development, along with having 4 centers for AI. And the end result is the Family Hub and the Smarter Things platform. And while the Smarter Things platform and the LG ThinQ, they are equivalent on a lot of measures, but in terms of connectivity, at the moment, it looks like Samsung has the upper hand, because it has greater connectivity with things like ordering food online to stock up the fridge, or even more trivial things like having Spotify play out of your fridge, but it's there. So how can LG leapfrog or diminish this marginal advantage that Samsung has? We think it is to harness deep learning. Sure, Samsung's digital assistant right now maybe has greater connectivity aspects, but it is still not what we call a smart digital assistant. It doesn't have your recommendations feature that Jason talked about that improves on itself with every cycle. And we think harnessing this full potential will help LG leapfrog the competition and really gain a competitive advantage in the current AI and big data market. And that's about it, guys. I'll pass it over to you for questions.